Look who it is. It's me. Okay, y'all. So I'm still getting used to the camera, but hey, this just in. It is February 2nd and I am retired. Woo! Yes. Yay, 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 yay. So January 31st was my last day of work after 20 years of working in my organization. I am done as an HR manager. I am retired. Yes. And I'm young. I'm only 52. So it's a blessing. It is a blessing, y'all. I'm so excited. I planned for it. I've been planning for this like since 2018. I've been planning. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited. So my husband was like, okay, so are you feeling any different? I'm like, you know what? I just feel free. And y'all, when I tell y'all I have been blessed to work in an organization that cares about its people. No, I'm not going to tell you the name because it's not a paid promotion, baby. I'm gonna need a paid promotion, okay? I know that sounds like, oh, they paid you. Yeah, but I worked for them for 20 years too. Y'all gotta remember when we work in these jobs, we give these companies in exchange for our time, okay? In exchange for our time, we give these companies irreplaceable time, okay? Because 20 years ago, I was 32. Now I'm 52. So I've given the company that I work for all of that time. I can never go back to 32. All right. I'm not complaining. I'm just putting it all in perspective. I'm so eternally grateful because I have been able to put my kids through college and vacation and save and now retire. So it is a blessing. It is a blessing. But when I tell you, I am super excited and just delighted that it's over. It's in the rear view. I am so excited about what's to come. So let me tell you. Okay, so that was the third. So let me tell you how it happened. Okay. So it was January the 30th. It was Thursday, January the 30th. So I'm talking with my husband and I'm like, well, I do have to go and turn in my computer and turn in my phone. I didn't have a credit card, but I did need to turn in my badge. So I had three things that I needed to turn in. And so we used to do like exit interviews and all of that stuff. Well, they've really streamlined and just like turn your stuff in. So I told my husband, so I'm not a person who likes a bunch of recognition. And people say, well, you should be celebrated. Well, okay, but I'm not a person that needs that or that even wants that because and the reason for that is I know sometimes people that come to those celebrations, they don't even like you. So it's like, and I didn't like some of them, but we worked together. And so I just didn't want that. I just didn't want that. And I was very vocal about that as early as like June. Hey, just listen up, just for FYI, you don't need to be planning no parties, no luncheons. I don't need any of that. I don't want any of that. I just want to. There's a meme with Homer Simpson. I think I said it before on here where he is just like there's bushes right here and he just like fades in the back. Like that is exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, so here's the story. So it was Thursday night. So I'm talking to my husband. He's like, well, are you going to get up going there early? How are you going to do? And so I knew all I needed to do was to turn in all of my stuff on the 31st, y'all. So I hatched this plan to go in like during the midnight hour, literally, because the people that I work with are day shift people. I knew nobody was going to be there. So that's what I did. Like I literally did what I needed to do, drove over there, turned my stuff in, gave my badge to security. They let me out from there sitting at the desk where they were sitting at. They hit a button and I walked out and that was it. And it was so nice. It was quiet. I was able to go home. I had a show on Whatnot in the morning that started I think I had it set at 6:04 and I might have changed it like 6:34. So I literally had to work like that morning, which, I set that up. And there was no reason for me not to do that. So it was awesome. I was a little bit, blurry eyed come, 5:30 and I'm just not, because I didn't get home until like the 1 o'clock hour, because I had to walk back to the area that I work in. And then, I had to, because you need badge access, I had to badge in, had to go in, had to write a note. I wrote a note with a highlighter, basically telling my supervisor, here's my stuff, my badges with security. Thank you so much. Deuces is basically what I was thinking. Okay. So anyway, so I did my show, and then my husband, who's so super sweet. I'm so lucky to have the kind of husband that I have. He comes upstairs during my show. He's getting ready to leave for work. He's like, I just want to tell y'all, I probably had, I don't know, at the time, maybe 26 people that were in my Whatnot show. My wife retired. I'm so excited for her and the whole thing. He's so supportive, and because he's still working, but he loves working. He will probably work, I would say, probably for the next 5, 6, 7 years. He's older than me, but this is what he loves to do. No worries. Okay, so I did that, did my show. So after my show, when you are a live reseller, when your show is over and you've sold all of these things, well, now you have to pack them up. You got to print out your labels, right? Because that's how you get paid. So once you print those labels out, you'll see that money in your account after you've had 1,000 sales. And so now you actually have to pack things up and actually send them to all of the buyers. So I knew, I had to do all of that, which again, I've done it over and over and over again. So I got stuff together and I shipped it out. So I knew my husband was like, well, we're going to go to dinner. We're going to go to dinner to celebrate. And I have a reservation at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, kind of early, but okay. But I get it. Here, people, they have a happy hour, and 7, 8 o'clock on a Friday night, it's like everybody and their mama is in the place. Plus, it was like the end of the month. So the people with the beginning of the month money are out there. Y'all know how that goes. So anyway, I'm running around trying to get things taken care of. So I got everything packed up, took it to the post office, but I also, sell on eBay and on some other platforms. I still needed to go. Every day I go to USPS, United States Post Office. Every day I go to UPS. Every day I go to FedEx. Sometimes I don't go to FedEx, but I always go to UPS and USPS every single day because I am a reseller. So anyway, so I did all of that. So I got home, I was sitting down, I was like, oh, I am tired. I'm tired. But I'm like, okay, I need to get myself together because, 5 o'clock is coming. He's like, no, we need to be there. But he calls me like, I don't know, 3:45. Like, don't forget, we have to be there. That's what time our reservation is. I'm like, okay. So anyway, so he comes home, he gets himself together. We leave, we go to dinner. So so already it's crowded, right? It's just after 5. And so they were like, well, we're going to put you at a table. And my husband's like, no, we need a booth. I'm like, why do we need a booth? He's like, because I made a reservation for 4 people. I'm like, why'd you do that? He's like, just so we can have extra room. I'm like, well, this doesn't make no sense. Anyway, long story short, 2 of our friends that live here in Tupelo surprised me. And Sherry and Brian, I've been wanting to get with them. And you know how sometimes your job just takes everything out of you. I mean, you're giving. And now, along with my full-time job, I have started reselling all that stuff. So I just feel like zonked sometimes, before now. Now I'm great. So anyway, I hadn't kept up with my good friends, and so it was so nice to see them. It was a great surprise. And so we spent maybe almost 2 hours just chatting, catching up, and it was just a wonderful day. All right. And so it's awesome. And then Saturday morning, of course, it's Saturday, so I got to do what I got to go to UPS. Normally I have to go to the post office. I don't think I went to the post office yesterday, but it feels so good. I'm so eternally grateful for my company, but I'm really excited about the next journey. So anyway, I just finished another Whatnot show, and you can catch me so many compliments on Whatnot. I do have some upcoming shows. I just had a show this morning into the afternoon. And so I just took everything downstairs, printed the labels. And so now I'm getting ready to pack things up so that they're ready to go tomorrow. I'll always like to ship either same day or next day. So I had the show on Friday. When I have shows early on Friday morning, I ship same day because I don't like holding up people's stuff. If the post office is open and I can get stuff packed up and get it there, that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, so today's Sunday, post office is not open. So I'll work on that. But it is just such a good feeling, such a good feeling. And it's so nice because the people who buy from me, it's like a community. And I've heard people say this, people that buy from you really do become like your friends. You've never met them before. You can't see them. They can see you. You can just see their virtual things, but they are all so, 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 so sweet. And I'm just like so grateful for them. Anyway, so somebody asked, like, what have you been selling? So here's the thing on Whatnot. You cannot go wrong with a beautiful dress. Like this dress that I'm wearing, let me step back. This dress that I'm wearing, it does have pockets. I love this dress. I absolutely love this dress. So I bought this on Whatnot from another seller. And dresses, beautiful dresses with tags do very well. I've been selling Rent the Runway. I was able to source those. I have a ton of Rent the Runway, so that's what I've been selling. But I also have other things like some beautiful handmade caftans from Egypt that I still have that I was selling last year. I have tons of beautiful things. So you can follow me again on over there on Whatnot. You can follow me here. I appreciate if you like them, subscribe. I'm going to be doing these videos because this really is like a huge milestone for me. And again, I'm only 52 years old, so I'm just so excited to be able to do something else, the things that I love, all the things that I describe associated with reselling. It is a lot of work. And people don't realize how much work it is to, just hang up clothes. And you're like, well, it's just hanging up clothes. Well, yes, but if you have 600 pieces, 900 pieces, that's 600, 900 pieces you have to hang up, right? And then you have to look at it and make sure that there aren't any flaws, because when you're sourcing things, they come with a specific condition, but you have to confirm that. And so it's really a step-by-step process. And then when you're selling it, you have to pull it out and you actually have to sell it. Like I have watched shows where people just hang stuff up and and that's how they sell it. And sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. Sometimes, if you're trying to sell, this sheet of paper, you can't just hold it here. You have to bring it up so people can see the paper, what it's made of, what the colors are, all of those things, right? Just an example. And so you really do have to, for me, I like, showing people all the benefits. And then the unique thing about Whatnot is it's an auction, right? So you don't have a set amount of time. And I do 10 seconds, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. And at the end of 10 seconds, if somebody bids, then another 10 seconds resets and somebody else bids, so it keeps doing that. But there are some people who do like sudden death. Sudden death means when that clock stops, that's it. That's it. Auction over. Okay. I have done some of those, but to me, the sudden death is excellent for a buyer. For me, it's just been okay for a seller. Okay. Whatnot is a high volume kind of business. I mean, it's a great community. I encourage you, if you are a shopper, get yourself a Whatnot account and become a seller, because there are lots of benefits. There are huge, huge numbers of people who are buying in the secondary market is what they call it. I also do luxury handbags, huge market. Huge market. So again, that's what I'm doing. So I just wanted to share with y'all that I talked about that I was retiring, moving on. And so I just wanted to do a follow-up video, and I am just really excited. So like this week is so nice. So tomorrow, like my schedule is just like awesome. Tomorrow, I'll get up when I get up. Normally it's like right before my husband leaves. And my husband normally leaves somewhere during the 7 a.m. hour, Central Standard Time. So I'll get up somewhere before he leaves. I'll have coffee. I love a slow morning. Love a slow morning. And I'll look, first thing I do always is to go to eBay, look to see if I made any sales. I'm so many compliments on eBay. And I'll do that, and I'll print out my labels, get my stuff together, right? And I used to look at the news, but the news is crazy right now. And sometimes it gets my heartbeat going way too much. So I'll put on a little music, start wrapping up whatever sold overnight. And it's just a nice casual morning. When I tell you there is a ton of money in reselling, there is a ton of money in reselling. I received my 1099 from eBay, and it blew my hair back. I'm not a person who, there are people in this world, and there's a lot of benefits to this, who looks like at their money, like like really much, very, very much in detail. I probably should be like that, but I'm not like that. But when I looked at my 1099 for selling on eBay in 2024, I was like, who knew? And again, I will get better with it, now that this is my full time, but it's not going to be full time. Like I'm going to be selling every day, because then it becomes too, it'll turn into something that I don't want it to be. So the beautiful thing in running your own business is you get to run it when you want to run it. Okay. And so I have been given the gift of time. I guess I can say that, the gift of time and the freedom of choice and all of those things. So before January 31st, if my supervisors needed me to come in, my supervisor's awesome. Oh, by the way, he understood this whole, I'm winding down period, getting ready to retire. But if he needed me to come into work, I would have to put on a uniform, because we wear uniforms where I work. I'm an HR manager. Put on shoes, get in my vehicle, drive over there, get my badge, walk to the gate, badge in, walk all the way back to the office, pull out my laptop out of my bag, like that whole thing, right? And I know that there are a fleet of people that do that every single day, and God bless you. I did it every single day too, really for over 32 years. I was with this organization for 20, company I've worked for the longest, but prior to that, I spent some time at another auto manufacturing in the state of Ohio and Indiana. So anyway, I am just tickled. I am tickled. I am tickled. I'm excited. My baby is I have a little granddaughter, and she's not feeling well, so I need to follow up with her mom, but I don't want to be on the phone too much, because she apparently, had a rough night, and I always feel for her. This is my son's baby girl, and so they are trying to rest. It's always tough when babies are sick. But anyway, I just wanted to share with y'all my into work retiring journey, but that my baby is in my heart, but I wanted to make this video right now because, again, I'm getting ready to start packing. So I'm going to call and check on her in a few hours, let them get a little bit of rest. But thank y'all so much for watching. And you should start your YouTube channel too, because the beautiful thing about YouTube is it will be here. It will be here. My one and only little grandbaby, who's 2 years old, she'll be able, in 15 years, be able to look at this. I will be able to look at it like, man, look how young you looked. Look how, you had a great opportunity to be able to stop working at an early age and live and do the things that you want to do. So I'm so excited. It is such a privilege, such a blessing. I have, again, a supportive husband. So I just want to encourage you all to start your journey. So some of the other things that I'm doing, and I think I maybe mentioned this in my last video, is I am teaching on TikTok. I'm teaching on TikTok. Who knew? So many compliments, same name. So Monday through Friday, I am teaching interview skills 101 on TikTok. Okay, so you can catch me normally like during the 9 a.m. hour, somewhere between 9 a.m. and 9:30 I'll start, and normally I go for about an hour. Okay, so that whole teaching is going to turn into a digital project that I'm going to do, because people that interview just don't do it very well. They really don't, because we don't spend enough time honing, having something where people can hone that skill. So I am now doing that. Again, I'm going to create a digital course and sell it. That very much appeals to me. The idea of still being able to use some of my skills. It really hadn't dawned on me. I was thinking, well, I'll just kind of, that ship has kind of sailed. But when I tell you there's so much interest in it, there is so much interest in it. So I do that normally 9:15, 9:30 a.m. I go live on TikTok, and there's a whole educational movement that is happening over there. There is a Dr. Barlow on there. She had started like an entire movement. She had a class on TikTok with 35 students, and all these other people showed up. African American history studies is what she was teaching. And so really what it highlighted is that there is a gap. There is a gap. People want these courses. And so that started an entire journey. So now Hillman Talk. You all remember the fictitious college on A Different World called Hillman College? Honey, we all teaching from Hillman College now. And there's an entire serious movement that's happening over there. I'm really excited about it. So that's always my videos, hashtag Hillman College and everything else. But it really is a real skill that truly is a skill. People do not know how to interview. They don't. And we don't spend a lot of time teaching people how to do that. It's something that you either fumble through, or, you have so many interviews that you learn what not to do. And so it becomes like trial and error. But if you had a course that you could learn from that could quickly teach you some of the do's and don'ts, some of the, be mindful of this whole thing. I'll tell you one thing that somebody was like, oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. So, we live in 2025 and there are people in the workforce that smoke weed. There are people in the workforce that smoke weed. And in many of these organizations, when they do their drug testing, they don't test for weed anymore because it's so common. It's so common. Okay. And so what happens is, people come to these interviews sometimes. They smoke weed in their private life, right? But their vehicles smell like weed. And they've gone, as they say, nose blind. Right. So they're coming to this interview in this, in essence, ashtray. And, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look. So people have to be mindful of that. You want to either get your car detailed, before you go on the interview, take somebody else's car, because I guarantee you, if you ride to the interview in that vehicle that you smoke weed or somebody smokes weed, you're gonna smell like weed, and the interview panel will be able to detect that. And so that is just something. When I mentioned that, people were like, "Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that." And so it's things like that, things that we don't talk about enough, right? And then the other idea of that, when you interview, you're not just interviewing for you are also interviewing for that interview panel. What do I mean by that? If they don't like you, you're not getting the job. That's just the way it goes. That is just the way it goes. So you have to be mindful of that. You want to come across as likable, right? Interested, all of those things. So anyway, so that is what I do during my teachings on TikTok. And again, that is going to turn into an entire digital product. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and I just wanted to share. So I will please like, share. Is it like, share, subscribe? Again, I'm learning the whole lingo over here on YouTube. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. I'll see you next time. Bye.